Hello and welcome to our lesson. Today's lesson is on subject-verb agreements. I am your author and speaker, Alexis Clark. I am joined by my daughters and contributors, Autumn and Alexis Clark. Hi, ladies.
Hi. Hi.
Okay, let's get started. Let us first dissect what it means to see the term subject-verb agreement, and let's break it down piece by piece. First, we're going to define what the subject is, what a verb is, what kind of verbs do we need to agree with the subject, and then we'll come back and bring it all back together again in the end. Beginning with the subject. The subject in a sentence is the noun or the pronoun. It is who or what we're talking about. The subject of a sentence is the topic of the conversation. Now, a noun is a
Person, place, or a thing.
very good. And sometimes I think people leave out idea, and idea can be a noun or a noun phrase. A pronoun is used to replace a noun or a noun phrase in a sentence. A few examples of English pronouns.
I, you, he, she, it.
Okay. Now, a verb. What's a verb, Autumn?
It is an action word or state of being.
Very good. There are so many types of verbs. In this lesson, we'll focus on verbs that link the subject, who we're talking about, with the predicate. Now, a predicate is information about the subject. The key word in the subject-verb agreement is the link. The link is our key. It is our key word here because this type of verb is what will help us see how subject-verb agreements work. State of being verbs are connector verbs between the subject and additional information about the subject. Now, the predicate includes the linking verb and additional information about the subject. So, a fancy name for verbs that link the subject with additional information about the subject is
Copular.
copular verbs are a state of being or to be verbs. A to be verb simply means to exist or to occur. Here are a few examples of English to be verbs in the present tense.
Am, are, is,
So I am, you are, he is, she is, it is. Those are all our pronoun plus our to be verb that agree. Now, in a sentence, and by extension, a conversation, a sentence begins with a subject, who or what we're talking about, and it's followed by a predicate. Now, what's a predicate? What does it include, Autumn?
verb, additional information about the subject.
Okay, so a predicate includes the verb plus additional information about the subject. For more information on English parts of speech, specifically our 8 parts of speech, please visit the AC Visions YouTube page and definitely subscribe for future videos. Now let's explore how the subject and the verb has to agree in a sentence. So here we have a sentence. Autumn is an amazing daughter. In order for the subject and a verb to agree in a sentence, they have to agree on 3 things. First up, the subject has to agree with the verb in person. First person perspective is the point of view of the reader. For example, first person perspective, I, as in I am. The second person perspective is you, as in you are. The third person perspective is he, she, or it. Here we have a sentence.
Autumn is an amazing daughter.
Autumn is the noun or the subject of this sentence. The predicate, what's a predicate again?
Including a verb plus additional information about autumn.
So we're using the third person singular verb that agrees with the subject. Is agrees with autumn because we're talking about autumn. We're talking about her. She is an amazing daughter. So the third person singular verb that goes with third person perspective is. Autumn is an amazing daughter. Now, the additional information about Autumn is that she's an amazing daughter. That's the additional information. That would be the other part of our predicate. So in this sentence, the subject agrees with the verb in person. Next, the subject and the verb has to agree in number, singular or plural. Either or, they have to agree. If the subject is singular, we need what kind of verb?
A singular verb.
If the subject is plural, then the verb has to be
Plural.
That's right. The verb has to be plural because the subject and the verb have to agree. Just so we can see the comparison, in the present tense, the singular person, first person, to be verb.
Am.
Okay. And the second person to be verb in the singular.
Are.
Okay. And the third person to be verb in the singular.
Is.
The first person plural.
Are.
The second person plural.
Are.
And the third person plural.
Are.
Okay. That makes it real easy. Okay. That simply means most of everything in the plural when it comes to be verbs is going to be the word are. Okay. We are, you are, they are. The plural form of to be verb are functions in the first, second, and third person plural. Okay. Here is a sentence.
The girls are twins.
Yes, they are. The girls are twins. Okay, Alexis, what is our subject in this sentence?
Girls.
Okay. The girls is the plural subject in this sentence. Now notice that the S at the end of the word twins also agrees with girls because we're talking about more than one girl. So twins is plural also. The predicate, what does the predicate include, Alexis?
It includes the girls plus additional information about the subject.
Okay, very good. So the predicate includes the plural verb are, okay, plus what is the additional information about the girls?
Twins.
Very good. They are twins. Okay. The subject agrees with the verb in person and number. Last but not least, the subject has to agree with the verb in tense. Tense indicates when the action in a sentence is happening. Remember to subscribe to the AC Visions YouTube channel for future lessons on English tenses, pun intended. There are 12 English tenses that I'll be going over in future lessons, so you're not going to want to miss those. Let's look at 3 sentences in the simple past, present, and future. Simple past.
Alexis walked the dog.
Alexis is our subject. Walked is our verb. What's our predicate, Autumn?
Walked the dog.
There we go. Walked the dog is our predicate. Now, simple present.
Alexis walks the dog.
There we go. Alexis walks the dog. Simple future.
Alexis will walk the dog.
Very good. Simple future. Alexis will walk the dog. So there we have it. The subject and the verb agree with each other in person, number, and tense. Now, in conclusion and by way of review, the subject in a sentence is the
Noun or pronoun.
That's right, the noun or pronoun, who or what the subject is about. A verb is,
An action word.
okay, or a state of being. The subject and the verb must agree in,
Person.
that's right, the point of view of the reader. And secondly,
Number.
okay, that's whether it's singular or plural. And lastly,
Tense.
there we go. When the action is happening, whether it's a past, present, or future. Now, what is a predicate?
The predicate includes the verb plus additional information about the subject.
There we go. The predicate includes the verb plus additional information about the subject. Okay. Well, ladies, that concludes our lesson. That went by pretty fast, huh?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for helping me today. We're going to practice this for the rest of the school year. And yeah, what is the Clark Family Homeschool motto?
Strong faith, strong mind, strong body.